Old School Lane Casual Chats is brought to you by the members of oldschoollane.blogspot.com and is associated with manicexpression.com, the website where you can truly express yourself.
And now here's my favorite uncle and your host, Marc Weiner.
Thank you. Welcome aboard to Old School Lane Casual Chats, episode number 14. As usual, I am Patricia.
And I'm Kevin.
And today we're going to be doing a very special podcast. Now, this special podcast involves with a certain anniversary to a Nickelodeon show that Kevin and I hold dearly.
Very much.
Now, this Thursday, on July 14th, 2013, will be the celebration of the 20th anniversary of the show Weinerville. For people who don't know, Weinerville was a variety show hosted by Marc Weiner, and he had various puppets, and there was lots of skits, cartoons, and most notably, the end of the show would be featuring a little game called Playland, in which he would be taking two kids to be Weinerized. Now, I'm sure that with every anniversary, most people would be talking about fond memories of the show, or they would be talking about when they first saw it, and various amounts of other things. But in this case, we have something really, really special. Now, in honor of the 20th anniversary, Kevin wanted to push a little bit outside the box and welcome the man himself. He is the one and only Marc Weiner. Marc, welcome aboard to Casual Chats.
Welcome to Casual Chats, Marc.
Marc Weiner? You mean you're Barney? The heck with Marc?
Yes! Well,
Barney, I'm the star!
See, Patty, look what you did. You offended our guest.
Welcome to
You
Weinerville!
offended Dottie. How could you, Patty? Ugh.
I am so sorry, Dottie. Thank you for taking the time from not being mayor of Weinerville to be talking with us.
Oh, Patty.
It's been pretty quiet in Weinerville these past few years. I don't have to tell you that.
I'm sure that you...
I've been sitting around waiting for your call.
Well, we've been waiting to talk to you, that's for sure.
Oh, very. There's so many questions we have to ask you, Dottie. Definitely. We're looking very forward to talking to you.
Well, you can talk to me, or you can talk to Boni, or you can talk to Marc. You just let us know who you want to talk to. We're all here.
All right. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, Kevin, why don't you start with the questions?
Well, I have a question for Dottie. Dottie, when you were on Weinerville, how did it feel like to be on camera? I mean, you're the mayor and everything else, but what did it feel like to be viewed by so many people by your wonderful beauty, and to have all the fans there at you? What was that like? What was your experience being on camera?
Well, Kevin, that's a wonderful question, and thank you for
Thank
asking
you.
me that.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
as you know, Kevin, I was born for the camera.
Yes, I'm sure that we all remember that. Remember that episode in season 2 where Dottie had her own television channel called DTV?
Of course. I felt like Dottie
And I remember the network that canceled it. I haven't forgotten them. Why, I'm still writing letters to them to this day.
Well, don't worry about it, Dottie. I mean, everybody knows that they cannot match with your talent. I mean...
Exactly.
That's what my therapist says. Believe me, I've been to many therapists over the past few years trying to get over that one. But don't get me started.
Oh, we certainly will not, because after all, this is a special day.
Very special.
Yes, it is. It was on this day 20 years ago that on July 14th, 19... Help me out here.
93.
93, of course. That Weinerville
it certainly did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have one more question to ask you, and I really want to ask this.
20 more questions. If you weren't asking me questions, I'd just be sitting in the closet somewhere. No one talking to me.
How come they never made now, when I watched the show, I've always wanted a Dottie doll. How come they never made a Dottie doll? Because I always, as a kid watching the show, I always wanted one. I just wanted to, I would just like to have one, like, while watching the show, you know? Like, I know, like, when kids, they would have cartoon characters, like, you know, like, they had, like, you know, like Kermit the Frog doll when they watched the Muppets. You know, when they had the Beetlejuice cartoon, they had the Beetlejuice doll. Why didn't they not? I always wanted a Dottie doll. I mean, like, what was your take on that? Because I would have killed for that when I was a kid. I still would like to have a Dottie doll.
Well,
Boni
Kevin,
doll.
thank you for asking. That's a very wonderful question. You know, many sleepless nights, I also asked myself that question.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, not only did I ask myself that question, but I had my lawyers ask that same question of the network many, many times.
Oh, man. I hate those lawyers.
Yeah,
I wish they would have done something. I would have wanted a Dottie doll. I really did.
They said, you know, well, Dottie, we could make a doll of you, but you resemble the host a little too close, and well, need I say anything more? You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to scare the kids.
Oh, man.
Well, nonetheless, I think you would have made a great doll. In my opinion.
Definitely. I would have definitely loved to have a doll. I would not want to have a Dottie doll. I still would want one. I still would want to have a Dottie doll. I mean, I would, just to watch the show and have, oh, man.
That would have been really cool.
They would just play with the doll. It would be perfect.
Yeah, we can make it in which it's, you know, Kev, you remember when, around 1987 or 88, when Pee-wee's Playhouse was released, and they would have, like, they actually had the Playhouse, and then they would have all the characters. It would have been nice if we had Weinerville, in which we had the Weinerville, sets, and then we had all the characters that we can be able to play around with.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir, honey.
Absolutely.
You don't have to tell me that.
Absolutely not. So, Dottie, I have a question. I was wondering, becoming the mayor of Weinerville, obviously you had to have competition, and you eventually would rise on top. So, who were you competing against in order for you to become the mayor?
Well, that's a very good question, Patricia, and thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
You know, between you and me, I don't believe there was any other competition.
Oh, so you pretty much won by default.
Oh, yes, it was my fault, yes. In Brooklyn, they call it by default.
There you go.
That's
That's
great.
right, it was default. Yes, well, you know, Sid tried to run against me, and I just gave him one of those looks, you know, like, and he backed off real quick.
Yeah, he backed up all right. He backed up against a wall and he crashed.
That's right. I backed him up against the wall with the back of my hand. And then Boni would have run against me, but he ran for president, as you know, in 1996.
That's right, he did. There was that presidential episode in which he did run for president.
That's right. And don't you forget to speak to Boni, because she's got some very exciting news coming up.
Oh, well, we'll definitely keep that posted.
I want to talk to Marc. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag.
No.
Meow.
Bad kitty, bad kitty.
Hey, don't yell at the kitty like that.
Oh, I can't help it. All right. So, any other questions that you have for Dottie right before we ask somebody else, Kev?
Dottie, if you had to pick, what is your top 5 favorite cartoons of all time? It could be cartoon characters.
One of the ones that I showed on my show.
There you go.
That's, Kevin and Patricia, that was a very good question, and thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We really, the Weinerville gang, I think I can speak for the gang.
Of course.
Because after all, I am the mayor.
Absolutely.
I ran against, nobody. I still had to spend some money. Okay. I'd be there at the debate. I was at the debate debating nobody. And so I had to go, okay, what do I think of this? What do I think of this issue? And I would go, well, thank you. That's a very good point. My opponent, if he's elected, will cause bad things. And there was no one there, but I did have to run the debate,
Yeah, I could imagine that.
Yeah.
That would have made a good episode,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been a good episode.
That would have been a great episode.
Oh, well. 20 years too late.
Yeah, 20 years too late.
How many times have we said that in our lives?
Far too many. Far too many.
Oh, yeah. So, just to answer your question, we really didn't want to show cartoons. We wanted to have a full episode. But the network said blah, 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 blah.
Aww.
That's quite something. I mean, they have the same language as the adults from Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe they're related. That is funny.
Zip wants to say hello to you guys.
Sure. Hi, Zip. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
We're doing great.
We are doing
Nice to see
fantastic.
you guys.
How
Well,
are
nice
you
to
doing?
see you guys.
So, Zip, we just want to know, what was your previous occupation before you worked for Dottie as mayor?
I was a foam cushion.
A phone cushion? I've never heard of that position before. I guess those were popular in the 90s. What did a foam cushion do, exactly?
Well, I was a piece of foam, and when it was time to do the show, Marc cut me out of it and made me.
Oh, jeez.
And it wasn't very exciting life, people just sitting on my face all the time.
Aww.
Aw. Did you ever get back at those people who sat on you? Because I will.
All right, you go get them.
I'll go get them.
Yes, you do that. While Kevin go gets them. One of my favorite episodes with you, Zip, even though that I've always loved your physical humor, I remember that episode in which you were stuck in the VCR.
Oh my god. That must have been a terrible nightmare.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out how to make it stop flashing 12.
Well, you won't have any difficulties with it now. I don't know if a person can be able to get stuck on a Blu-ray, but maybe they'll get stuck on an Xbox.
Hey, Patricia.
Yo!
The first time I used a DVD, when I was done, I couldn't figure out how to rewind it.
Well, it's not that complicated, actually. You don't have to physically go in and just, ricochet the DVD like if you would if you were a DJ or anything like that. You just have to push a button for the DVD play remote. It's.
Oh, wow, I gotta tell Dottie that. She's gonna think that's amazing.
Absolutely. It's quite something, I gotta tell you.
Man.
Wait a minute, I gotta go, but Pops wants to talk to you.
Okay, well, thanks for talking, Zip.
Talk to him.
Okay, bye!
Bye! are talking to Patricia and Kevin from the blog Old School Lane.
How's it going?
Very good. That's a very nice blog.
Well, thank you so much.
What can I get you to eat?
Well, let's see. While we're ordering some appetizers, I have a few questions.
Too, I got some questions too. Go ahead, Patty.
Okay, would you ever consider signing up to compete in Iron Chef America?
Oh, that would be very good. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I would do it. I'd show them a thing or two. Because you know, in Weinerville, I was a very good cook. Oh, this is Boni. You were the worst cook there ever was. What are you talking about, you stink sucker? Don't you ever call me a terrible cook? Oh, you were. Wait, you burnt my sushi.
Well, I don't know about being a bad cook, Pops. I mean, after all, there was an entire episode dedicated to you. Remember the spaghetti episode?
Oh, is spaghetti your favorite food?
Can you remind me?
Oh.
You know, it'd be really interesting, Kev, if he ever does compete in Iron Chef America. I mean, who would he compete?
I would vote for him. I would want him to do it with Iron Chef of America. That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to see him compete against Michael Simon.
Oh, he would. Come on, there's no competition right there.
Yes.
Beat him.
Yeah, you would beat him by a mile. Just
He
kidding.
would beat him. He would take the frying pan and be like, whack.
Exactly.
I take the frying pan and whack him on the side of the head. Oh, you wouldn't be able to do anything. You'd lose that contest. Hey, listen, you Spain sucker. What? I don't see you competing on iron. How about just on iron?
Iron. Iron. I think that was a spin-off. I think it's only exclusively on the cooking channel.
That would be on the cleaning channel.
There we go.
I bet you didn't think you were going to talk to all the characters on this interview, did you?
Well, this is certainly quite a treat indeed.
Yeah.
Not just for you, but for me too.
Absolutely.
For all of us.
Oh.
That is
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah, that is so awesome. We really appreciate it.
Hey, what's going on? When are you going to talk to me, Boni?
Hey!
Oh, I got some questions to... Boni, I got some questions to ask you, Boni. Oh,
Yeah,
Boni.
well, there's a lot of things that I want and I can't have now. Get out of here! I'm Boni. Leave me alone.
That just made my whole night.
And trust me, if you can make Kevin's night, he will love you forever.
Oh, that just made my night. I love Boni. Boni is the man. I love Boni.
I love him too.
Boni.
Thank you. Do you have some questions for me? Because I got another interview in 20 years.
Boni, what was it like? Okay, now I know I asked Dottie this, but I have to ask you this. When you found out you were going to be on television, what was your reaction? How did you feel?
I said, get out of here!
You know, I was quite surprised that they never made like a Boni spin-off.
Oh man, I would love that.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, Barney was the most popular dinosaur. It would have been
Boni,
so...
what do you think of Barney? I want to ask you, what do you think of Barney?
What do I think of Barney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you were a kid, Boni was good. For the rest of us, I can't say anything bad about Barney. If it wasn't for Barney, I wouldn't be here.
That is true. That is very true.
That is true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but... you know,
You can get me to badmouth that purple... That's all.
Yeah, even though he's still around from time to time, I mean, you know, it'd be really nice if you can be able to guest star in Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh my god.
That'd be so awesome.
That would be great if he was on Yo Gabba. Boni, what would you do if you were on Yo Gabba Gabba?
I haven't watched TV in 20 years, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's nothing really special. It's just like this little tiny program on Nick Jr. where it involves with a guy and he has like these 4 friends and they dance and stuff like that. It's no big deal. It's nothing really.
Oh, okay. What's the next question? Because I gotta hurry up. I got things to do.
Of course.
Dinosaur, Patty.
Time.
Yeah, we know. Kevin, you had something?
Who are your
That
favorite
means I got nothing. I hope you have something. That's the international sign for, hey, I got nothing over here. Kevin, help me out.
Okay, if you want me to ask you...
Patty.
Okay, I'll ask you something real good. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, we gotta wait for this.
Alright. Now,
I know what that is. That's like, I'm pedaling backwards now. I hope I can come up with something.
Oh, I got something real good. As you...
Go ahead. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. First of all, okay, so here we go. So, Jurassic Park 4 is going to be coming out next year. We want to see a Boni movie to be able to coincide it because I have a feeling dinosaurs will make a comeback. If you had a feature film, what would it be about?
You know, Patricia, that was a really stupid question.
Yes, it was a stupid question. I think it's...
No. Boni, don't you talk to her that way. She is very nice to even talk to any of us. So you apologize to her right now. All right. Patricia, would you forgive me for saying that?
Of course I would.
Oh, you're at the doghouse now, Boni.
Yeah, I'm in the doghouse now. Okay. All right, Patricia, I'll answer that. If I would make a movie possibly about my new project.
Oh. Interesting. A new project. Please, tell us what it's about.
Interested in hearing it?
Of course.
Of course, we both are.
There's a lot of things that I want and I can't have. Now get out of here!
Well, I guess you can't please everybody.
No, we've got a new project and we're going to start filming it next week.
Awesome.
Ooh, nice.
You want to know what it's called?
Yeah,
Yes.
Let's hear about it. Come on, Boni, let's hear it.
Yes, please tell us.
Called Don't Ask Boni.
Oh.
Oh.
How much is a don't ask? Where can we get a don't ask Boni?
What?
Where can we get a don't ask Boni?
Where do we get a Don't Ask Boni?
Boni.
Yes, please tell us all about Don't Ask Boni.
Oh,
Yeah, where can we get a Don't Ask Boni?
Go ahead.
Don't Ask Boni is my new advice column.
Oh, wow.
We're going to film, and people are going to write in and ask me questions, and then I'm going to give them advice.
Awesome.
Kind of like a Dear Abby, right, Boni?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 Abby. More like Dr. Ozzy.
There we go.
Rock and roll!
That is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They built me a new cave, and they're building a set right now.
Sweet.
Now, Boni, did you where did you get your decor? IKEA, Martha Stewart.
I couldn't hear you.
He wonders, where did you get your decor for the new cave? IKEA, Martha Stewart?
More like Home Depot.
Yes, Home Depot.
Home Depot.
The home of dinosaur caves. Awesome.
More like Home Depot. Dumpster.
Dumpster! Yes, dumpster, of course.
Does the word dumpster diving mean anything to you?
Oh.
He's asking you, Patty. Ooh.
Well,
That's where it is. And the new episode should be rolling out in maybe like 3 weeks. It's
awesome.
gonna be short
All right, we'll definitely be looking forward to that.
And maybe you'll help us promote it.
Absolutely. We would definitely.
Without a doubt, we'll definitely help you.
Yeah, we'll definitely help you. We'll promote it on our Facebook page, our Twitter accounts, and our website. So we'll definitely promote that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I got a new social media program.
Oh, what is it?
It's called Butt Book.
Never heard of that before. Is it exclusive for Diamond?
It's the opposite of Facebook.
Of course it is. Oh, of course it is.
Oh man, that is good. Boni, do you use Twitter or do you use Twitter? What is your thoughts on Twitter?
That's a little bird that lives outside my cave.
There you go, Kev. What are your thoughts on Tumblr and Instagram?
You know, I've been around a long time. And I've seen those things come and go, and I don't have an answer for that.
Wow. You heard it here, folks.
You stumped the Weiner.
Oh,
Oh.
welcome back.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Marc.
Hi, Marc.
We met all your friends at Weinerville, and they were all hoots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, were you enjoying talking to them?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank
They
you.
were great. We got a lot. It was hilarious. So, Marc, we want to ask some you questions. We asked from Dottie and Boni. We want to talk to you too. We want to talk to you about the show, about everything. Hey, you got some questions for Marc?
You don't want to talk to Swiper the Fox?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Well, hello, Swiper. Welcome aboard to Casual Chats.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks a lot.
So, Swiper, what do you do on your spare time when you're not trying to swipe Dora's stuff?
Well, I'm selling the stuff on eBay that I swiped.
Oh, I got one. So what? Okay, so I have to ask you a question.
I hear the siren behind you. You better beat it.
Oh.
That is a reoccurring thing on our podcast. Around this time, the siren does come out, but it's okay. What's your question, Kev?
Kevin lives in a good neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a
Coming
good,
after you.
it's a good neighborhood where he is absolutely safe.
What is it like working with your co-star? First of all, what was it like working with your co-star Dora? Were you when you got handed the script and you said you were given a co-star? What was your reaction? Were you like, no, I want this is my, I want to be the star of the show, or did you guys get along together? Like, what was it like?
Well, Dora is a wonderful person to work with.
Oh,
I'm sure she is.
Oh, sure. And all of the people on Dora the Explorer, they're wonderful people.
Absolutely. I mean, we have people such as Benny the Bull, Tito the Squirrel, Isa the Iguana, and we have Dora's pals like Boots, and we have the backpack, we have the map, we have a whole bunch of characters.
You're mentioning all of my buddies. I'm going to see them up in Nantucket next week.
Oh, great! That's
And
wonderful.
we have a timeshare up there.
What about your home at the Blueberry Bush?
yeah. What happened to that?
Oh, that's right. That's where I live. But in the summer, it gets very hot up there.
That is true.
Oh man.
So what we do is we just get that little computer clicker and click on to Travelocity and book a flight to the beach.
Yeah!
That's cool. That is cool.
Absolutely.
You know how we know how to get there?
With the map?
Say it louder.
Come on, Kev, say it with me.
Go ahead. Let's do it. One,
Okay, 2, 3. Mac! And then, come on. Let's do it together.
Louder.
Okay, ready, Kev?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Map.
I want
If there's a place you want to go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map. If there's a place you want to get, I can get you there, I bet. I'm the map. 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 I'm the map.
Yes, you are. Well, welcome aboard to Casual Chats, Map.
welcome, Map. Oh,
Well, thank you so much. I know how to get to the casual chat.
Please, tell us how.
Yeah. I love your song, Map. I really do.
Get there, but that's just what I say all the time.
Well, it's very simple. What you need to do is that you have to go by Old School Lane. That's the way in order for you to get to Casual Chats.
Yes.
Oh, so first you go, so make sure you tell Dora to first go to Old School Lane.
Yes.
Then click on to
Casual Chats.
Casual
Casual
Chat.
Chat. And that's how you get there. Say it with me. Old School Lane,
Old School Lane.
Old School Lane.
Casual Chat.
Casual Chats.
Casual Chats.
Old School Lane,
Old School Lane.
Casual Chat.
Casual Chats.
I'm going to do it all 4 times.
Sure.
Sure.
Old School Lane.
Casual Chats.
Casual Chats.
Old School Lane,
Old School Lane.
Casual Chat.
Old School Lane.
Casual Chats.
Casual Chats.
Casual Chats.
So you tell Dora first you go to Old School Lane.
We will definitely tell Dora.
Absolutely. We will tell Dora.
Yeah, we have to tell Dora. We're gonna tell that our friend Matt told us to tell him that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right, Matt. Well, thank you for stopping by at Old School Lane. It was great talking to you.
Absolutely.
And tell Dora not to stop in that book bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe all these people that are stopping by here.
Well, it's been amazing, Mark. You have no idea.
Yeah, it really. Thank you so much. Really.
My pleasure.
Anyway,
My pleasure.
so I have a question regarding about how you got started on Weinerville. So I know that originally you wanted to pitch the show to Comedy Central, but then eventually it was switched over to Nickelodeon. So what would have been the differences between what would have been in Comedy Central and then what would later on become a program in Nickelodeon?
Well, the show for Comedy Central was a game show called That's Not Fair.
Okay.
So, it was a completely different show. That show was, I was a head puppet host, and we had real people on either side of me, and I asked them questions, and then we did things like Playland, but it was a completely different show.
Where did you get the inspiration to do something like that? Because at the time, when it come to like wacky game shows, of course everybody remembers programs such as Double Dare and
Right.
So, did you combine like all the wacky game shows that were going on at the time of the 80s and then kind of put your own Weinerville spin to it?
No, I just had a lot of spare time on my hands, and it was either that or community service.
Right.
No, I just had this idea for this type of game show. And it was actually part of my nightclub act.
Yeah.
I'm a stand-up, and I was actually doing this in my stand-up
Oh
show.
wow.
Yeah, I
And it
remember.
was really going well, and so I decided to try and make a full pilot out of it.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of your stand-up routines on YouTube. That was one of the questions that we asked the last time that we had an interview with you. And we talked about some of your influences, and we talked about how you came up with the idea of Weinerville. And I just wanted to know, regarding about when you first entered into Nickelodeon, the question that I wanted to ask you was regarding about that out of all the things you had on Weinerville, one of the things that you had were the cartoons, and that you used to show them during various skits. Did you get the rights to the cartoons, or were they public domain?
No, we rented those. We leased them or licensed them.
Yeah, because there were Paramount cartoons, or they were from UPA. I remember that.
What was your favorite cartoon that you showed on Weinerville?
You know, like one of the characters told you before.
Yeah.
Oh, Batfink was good.
Ah,
Batfink, yeah.
yeah.
And Mr. Magoo was good.
Oh, Mr. Magoo, yeah.
I'm actually like Mr. Magoo now.
Really?
Oh, no.
No, you're nothing like Mr. Magoo, Mark.
Well, my eyesight is like, it's almost that bad.
Oh. What is your, I mean, just to shift
What's
the
your
gears.
favorite cartoon?
Wow, that's a really interesting one because they were varied. Like around the first season, there was a lot of Mr. Magoo, and
Yeah,
there was like,
love Mr. Magoo.
and there were mixtures from every once in a while, like from Paramount. There was a couple of Gerald McBoing Boings. There was Badfink,
Gerald.
and then around season 2, they mostly showed the Alvin show.
Yeah, that was, it's funny, Weinerville was like the first time I actually saw the older album because I'm used to that. When I was growing up, I remember the 80s and the 90s album, and embarrassingly enough, I didn't know that it was an older show, and then when I saw it on Weinerville, I was like, oh, that's Alvin. I was like, oh, wow.
You know? Kind of part of your education then.
Yeah. Oh.
Absolutely. And speaking of education, I wanted to discuss about your 30-minute educational program. I think it was Eat a Good, Healthy Breakfast. And
Yagabah.
Yeah, Yagabah, that's right. And nowadays, the VHS of Yagabah is very, very rare. And even though it's not on DVD, a lot of people are looking forward for the VHS copy. In fact, I know a friend of mine. His name is Gabe Marsh. He's a huge Weinerville fan, and he's 12 years old. And he, last week, was able to buy a VHS copy of Yagabah.
Really?
Absolutely, yes. So,
is that more sought after than the DVD?
Absolutely. Kevin, how much are the VHSs nowadays?
They can range. If you get one that's in mint condition, it goes for like $700 to $800. I mean, it is a collector's item.
Yes, it is a true collector's item. This is one of the rarest items in any form of Nickelodeon products ever.
Actually, that VHS, real quickly, is actually, and this is the truth, is actually, out of all the Nickelodeons, it's more rare than the Rocco dolls, the Rocco Modern Life dolls. You can't touch those. This VHS, it is impossible. You can't even touch those. It is so, if you haven't one, people are lucky enough to have it.
VHS or just a Yagabah?
Oh, the Yagabah, of course. The VHSs for a lot of Nickelodeon products aren't that rare. I mean, there are a couple of exceptions, like the Nick News with Linda Ellerbee. They were only exclusive in like libraries, and then there were some that were exclusive by Blockbuster. But the Yagabah it's one of the rarest items in Nickelodeon products.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway, so what made you have
It's not even a Nickelodeon product. It was, it's the National Dairy Council.
Wow.
It was produced by the National Dairy Council.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Well, I'm continuing my educational services here.
Well, definitely. I mean, we're both 27 years old, and we just learned something new today.
Oh, very good.
I had a little shifting gears, Mark, again. What was it like working on Ned's Declassified?
Oh, yeah, I remember that episode.
That was great.
I saw you on that, and I loved you as the teacher. I mean, like, Weinerville, when I saw you on that, I was like, wow. I love that. When you were playing the teacher, and the Moby Dick at the end of it, it was a very good episode. I loved one of my favorites out of the show.
Yeah, me too.
What was your experience, and what was it like working with the actors on that?
Well, it was great, and they were so nice. And the creator and producer of that show is Scott Fellows.
Yeah.
Who, the story with Scott was it was this kid wanted to get into TV, and the only position we had was when I did my pilot of That's Not Fair. We needed an assistant prop guy, some guy who would, when my head was on the puppet body, I couldn't find the props underneath, and so we needed somebody to hand me the props.
Oh, wow.
So we hired this kid right out of college, and he would do that, and then he started like whispering jokes to me, and then he became like one of my writers, and then he became one of the major writers on the show, and then he went on, and to this day still works for Nickelodeon.
Yeah, he's the creator and producer of Big Time Rush.
Yeah, Scott Fellows.
Would you ever consider? Would you ever consider being a guest on Big Time Rush?
Yes, give him a call.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool to see you on Big Time Rush. I mean, that was just cool. That was just cool in general to see you on Ned's the Classified, and as you were playing the teacher and everything else like that. And I like how they had like when he tried to show you to be the cool teacher and you were going all that. And it was really just to be yourself, and that was the greatest message. And I always wanted to tell you that I think you really did a great job of presenting that on that show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate hearing that, and it was a great honor to be on Scott's show because he's so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, I mean, even like when you were from an actor's perspective, like when you read this, like what were some of like when you got into the character, like what was some? Did you have like any a method of getting into the character and stuff like that? Like, what did you use? Like, what did you like to help you perform it a lot?
That show.
Yeah.
That if you remember, I did that rock and roll scene.
Yes, I remember that one. I remember that.
That was my favorite. It was like they put that wig on me, and then they, put me in leather pants, and and I just like was walking around in that character, on that set, and it was great. It was just like playing. I felt like an actor.
Yeah.
Because I'm an actor myself, and I'm a screenwriter, and a lot from Weinerville has influenced me enough. Like your comedicness, like when you added the comedic elements on Weinerville, it helped me so much a lot with my writing and stuff like that. And then when I saw you in Ned's Declassified, it's like even though like you had the puppets there, like at the end. But it was like your act, I saw your acting when you did that rock and roll skin, and I was like, wow, I mean, that's really natural and stuff like that, and it just like it helped me a lot as an actor. So I always I wanted to ask you that, like, how was that when you were able to like go from being a teacher to being this this rocker from the '80s for that one moment? It was really cool.
Yeah. So how is your acting career going?
It's going really good. I just got my headshots. I wanted to get my headshots developed. And, I'm really trying to get myself an agent right now. I'm trying to, really pick myself up. I'm on, these casting sites, and I just, if I see something, I pick it up right away. Like, if I see there's an open part, it's what I love to do, It's my favorite. I love playing, different characters, and it was because I was young. I'm being very truthful. It was like watching shows like Weinerville, where you had played so many different people, where you played Dottie and Boni, and it really helped me, helping me out. Fun, if I had to play a cop, or if I had to play a gymnast or anything, it really helped me, to change personalities and stuff.
Right.
So I always use that as a tool. In all my acting gigs that I get.
Beautiful. Are you in anything right now?
Well, right now I'm actually I just got a thing for a web series, It's a web series that they're going to start putting out. I play a character called the Masturbator, which a chronic masturbator. It's an adult. It's basically like it's about a guy who tries to write different for different people's personalities and stuff like that. It's very dark humor and stuff like that. So I just booked that role, and right now I'm just trying to go for different films or televisions and stuff like that. Really trying to get myself out there. Whether it's comedic or serious or anything.
Yeah, just following your passion, right?
Oh, acting has always been I love it. I've always loved acting. I've always wanted to do it. Acting and writing has always been my passion. Like, I've wanted to get I want to do acting first, and I do writing on the side, but like acting's like my main thing. I just love it. It's not a question of just, for me it's just being able to interpret and be somebody else and get into their shoes and get into who they are. Playing somebody else and like sort of like, in other words, be in their skin. I love doing stuff like that, whether it's theater or film or anything. I love playing characters.
Into that other zone and discovering that within yourself.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What was that? I apologize.
He said it was like getting in the zone.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just like finding. It's like being someone else. I love that. I love playing a character. I love playing someone that's so different and like bringing my own stuff to the table, and being able to like, if it's a good guy or a bad guy or a villain or a hero, and just go out like that, and step into and be in their shoes. I love that.
That other person within you and bringing that to life, right?
Yes, exactly. 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 That's why, like, when I would watch, like, and a lot of this stuff, like, helped me out when I was growing up. Like I said, like, Weinerville. Like, when we were doing Weinerville, Patty and I, we were just, like, I was excited because those skits that you've done really helped me as an actor. It really did. Like, there's, like, acting books that, you can read acting books, you can go to acting class. But for me, it was really watching you on Weinerville. It was watching a lot of old movies like Humphrey Bogart and like Marlon Brando and studying them, and like your way of like playing these characters really helped me as an actor a lot, and just really like showed me that how you could play a different personality and do voices and everything else like that. I loved it. That's why growing up I have such a strong appreciation for Weinerville, because for me it wasn't just a great show to watch as a kid, and it's a great show. I love it, but it's definitely, like, for actors, for me, it's just such a great tool to watch you playing all these characters and stuff like that. It's such a great thing. I want to definitely tell you that when we were doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. I was going to tell you that when we were interviewing you, but I know we had to ask you questions and stuff for the blog and stuff, but I was finally going to tell you this now, and I apologize for taking up all your time. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. And I wish you the best of luck with your acting.
Oh, thank you so much, and also my screenwriting too. Definitely my screenwriting. It help it helps me with great ideas and stuff like that.
Please keep me in the loop and let me know.
Oh, definitely. I definitely will, sir. Definitely, Mr. Weiner. Definitely, without a doubt. Definitely.
And Patty, are you? Patricia, I'm sorry.
No. You can call me whichever. It's fine by me.
Okay. Are you in the acting world as well?
No, I am not. I'm not in the acting world like Kevin is. I mostly do writing, actually. I have a love for writing. I always have been. In fact, interestingly, and I haven't even told Kevin this, I just received a message last night from an author that Kevin and I interviewed a year ago. His name is Cussing Gaines. He was the one who wrote the Inside Pee-wee's Playhouse book, the behind-the-scenes stuff, and he's currently writing a new book called, looking at the behind-the-scenes stories of A Christmas Story. He emailed me saying that he's going to give me a digital copy of the book for free in advance if I review his book for him. And I've always had a love for that. I've always had a love for, writing and just saying my opinions about many things. I've been, when Kevin and I started the blog almost 2 years ago, we've gotten a lot of great people, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback from all the projects that we've done, and I feel like it's increased in my writing skills, and I feel like I want to continue with that. I've always had a love for classic literature, and just absorbing different people's perspectives and just putting it into my own way. So, yeah, writing is mostly my thing.
And how did you start? How did you both start the blog?
Well, we both. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Patty. You want to? Go ahead. You can go, Patty.
Well, we both started the blog because we wanted to discuss about things that we liked. Kevin and I have always been involved with various projects. In fact, when we were both in 5th grade, whenever we would go on field trips, we would always pair up together, and whatever field trip that we went to, we would always draw like a mini comic strip series. He would do the drawing, and I would do the writing about all the major points and all the highlights of the entire trip. And then as time went on, we did like various things. I was involved in plays. He was involved in plays. I did a lot of writing and producing.
I didn't know you grew up together.
Oh, we've been friends for almost 20 years, actually.
We've been friends for quite a while. In fact, it's the long. And we've been friends. We've been so tight with one another. We've, even though I'm from Brooklyn and she lives in Florida, we've kept in touch for such a long time. And we just. We met in the 5th grade, and actually it was funny because when she was a new student, and I had given her, I even said this back then. I said I'll give you the 25-cent tour of the classroom, and I showed her the classroom. I was like, this is where this is, and she was just like, oh well, thank you. And then we just became friends ever since. After I showed her around the classroom, and. We got along well because we were both huge fans of Nickelodeon. We were both fans of the Muppets and everything. And we were just like, we just got along so well and we clicked so well. And that's why we started the blog, because we wanted to do an appreciation to a lot of not just classic Nickelodeon stuff, but like old shows like Land of the Giants, Lost in Space. Everything. We really want to cover everything.
Yeah, the last show that we had an appreciation for was Dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, Dinosaurs.
And from our end, the people who have the shows, we so appreciate you keeping our memory alive.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, that means a lot. And we always like to not just talk about our favorite shows, but we would talk about a lot of stuff. And it just happens that we remember these shows so fondly, and I still remember these shows. And I hope that when I have kids, we can have them watch these shows. It'd be so great to share our childhood with them. I remember when on Nickelodeon, we had Stick Stiggly, and he would introduce all the shows, and there would be Weinerville, and there'd be Rocco and Doug, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Eureka's Castle, and this was stuff that we loved, and it's such smart, intelligent writing as you get older. Like, when you look back, you're like, wow, today's shows are just like, they're nothing like compared to to the shows when we were growing up, you had great writing and great acting and everything else like that. There's some good stuff. I'm not disrespecting them and stuff. But our childhood, we still want to keep that alive and still, share that with the world and for generations to come, and help shows and stuff that we grow up with. Like, if we could get people, we get this generation to watch Weinerville, that'd be great, and show them what good TV is.
So, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we
that's
wanted to ask...
the thing about an old school lane is,
Absolutely. Would you ever consider releasing Weinerville on DVD?
Yeah.
We don't own it, so
Oh, that's right.
Nickelodeon owns it.
Oh, that's right.
They own the show, so
Right.
I don't think...
Okay.
I think most episodes are on YouTube already, so...
Yeah, definitely around season 1. And I've noticed differences between seasons 1 and 2, in which you showed a lot more cartoons, the skits were a little bit shorter, and of course, the town of Weinerville itself and Playland were depicted very differently. And then when you get to season 2, there were a lot more skits. It felt like it was a continuing storyline. There were less cartoons, and Playland looked a lot more sci-fi and more different. So
we, the first year we weren't sure what was going on, but then the second year they increased our art budget, and we brought on another art director, and we were trying. If the show would have stayed on another year, we would have gotten rid of the cartoons and just turned it into a full-time show.
Right. Yeah, but due to the schedule changes that the show went through, and then more shows started populating, and then as time went on, Weinerville only lasted for just 1 year, but it kept rerunning until 1997.
Oh, we actually 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Ran 2 seasons.
Yep, 2 seasons.
And the show was geared for a younger group and the demographics, and at that time the demographics for Nickelodeon changed, and they were going for the older kids. They found out that the younger kids wanted to watch the shows for the older kids, and Weinerville kind of played to the younger kids, so they kind of just eased us out.
Yeah, I can understand that, because around the same time, you had shows like Rocko's Modern Life and then Our Real Monsters, and a lot of those programs were definitely gearing towards, it had edgy adult humor, it had a lot of gross outs, and it definitely was, more for, the older kids and teenagers, when Weinerville was definitely gearing for, the younger crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm noticing the time, and I have maybe another 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, great. Well, one final word, regarding about, your upcoming projects. Would you mind telling
let's hear about the upcoming projects.
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, again, be on the lookout, and I'll send you an email when we announce it. The Boni advice column is going to start.
Okay.
And that's really the big one we're working on.
All right. Well, we'll definitely look forward to that. And with
Absolutely.
that, yes. And that concludes episode 14 of Casual Chats. Marc, thank you so much for joining us. It was a huge honor.
And the honor was mine to be asked these questions by you and to spend this time with you. So thank you.
And once again, we just want to wish Weinerville a really happy 20th anniversary.
Happy 20th anniversary, Weinerville.
Thank you. Boni just wants to say something.
Please.
Now get out of here! I'm Boni. Leave me alone.
And with that concludes episode 14, and we will definitely talk about something else next time. Land of the Giants, I think it is. So until then, yes, and Kevin's looking forward to that. So until then, we will catch you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye! One special goodbye! Goodbye! What's up?
In Weinerville.
Goodbye! What's up?
In Weinerville.